In true Trump fashion, it was a social media post that confirmed his strategy for mass deportation. True, the president-elect blasted out to his millions of followers on Truth Social in response to a post from conservative activist Tom Fitton, who said the Trump administration is prepared to declare a national emergency and will use military assets to carry out mass deportations.
To say this would be illegal and an abuse of what the military's proper role should be would be a significant understatement. And he knows that.
While it's rare that U.S. troops are deployed domestically, it's not unheard of. The military, for example, was used to quell the 1863 New York City draft riots and during the height of the civil rights movement after Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. Troops were also deployed in the hours after the 9/11 attacks on New York City. And along the border, they've been used to fight drug smuggling and human trafficking. But legal scholars say their role is mostly limited to emergency situations for limited durations.
The U.S. military has very limited roles in what it can do with respect to civil law enforcement. They cannot, though, make determinations about whether or not someone is here legally or not legally. They can't themselves effectuate deportation or, detain, people and hold them in custody.
The exact details of how the military may be used are unclear. But according to the news site Politico, Trump's team is crafting ironclad executive orders to withstand an onslaught of legal challenges.
Exceptions.
One option, says law professor Niels Frenzen, would be to federalize and deploy National Guard troops for the purpose of keeping order.
There's a basis in federal law that allows the federal government to place National Guard troops, which are nominally under the control of the governor of a particular state, but they can be federalized and deployed on the streets for law enforcement purposes. That would be, I think, the easier legal path.
It's a path Trump has already ventured down. Thousands of troops from 11 states deployed to D.C. during the Black Lives Matter protests of 2020. But unlike his first term in office, Trump is appointing staunch loyalists to his cabinet this time around, people who are as hard-lined and anti-immigration as he is. And when those inevitable challenges do arise, they'll likely wind up in front of the conservative majority U.S. Supreme Court. Tony Waterman, CGTN, Austin, Texas.